So a lady that volunteered at Vista Maria went and left a positive review on their Google and was like, I don't understand all the heat and all the allegations coming out, and this is such a great place. And I want to discuss that for a second. If you were a nun, a volunteer, or a mentor, you have no clue what went on in those buildings. So let's cover the nuns, because I was there when Sister Anna was alive. She used to come around to the buildings and give us all candy and shit. Sister Anna had no idea what was going on in those buildings because she lived in another building on campus. When Sister Anna made her rounds, the first program would call the other programs and let them know, hey, Sister Anna is coming around. You might want to get people out of the BMRs. I would watch the staff scatter like they were hiding a crime scene. And Sister Anna would only come to like the front. She wouldn't go in the whole building. She would come to the lobby part, and then they would call all the wings out. Now, volunteers, when I was there, they didn't come to Beata Hall that often, but when they did, the girls were forced to deep clean. We were yelled at if we didn't deep clean right. We were threatened with privileges if the place didn't look proper for the volunteers to come in, when they never cared any other day. I've watched Vista Maria take somebody off 100%, which is I watched. They took her off 100%, gave her clothes back, and let her join the group. Told her that if she acted right when the volunteers were there, that they would take her off 100%, which wasn't punishment, it was precaution. And a lot of times they use that precaution as a punishment when they don't need to. But for that situation, that girl needed to be on that precaution. So we had interns come in to work with us. And let me explain how this works. Vista Maria picks a kid for the internship, and that's like a program thing. And then once a week, I think it was Thursday for me, I'm not really too sure. Every week they would pull me out of the pod and they would bring me to the room we used for the school room, because before you were there for 30 days, you had to be in the in-house school. So we would meet up in there, which we also did visits and everything else in there. So those interns never got to see the building, never got to interact with any other kids besides me or the kids in the program. I miss my portfolio. I lost it during my addiction. So then towards the end of my stay, I heard about mentors. And I was kind of like, why has everybody else got a mentor and I don't? And I talked to the supervisor and they signed me up for a mentor. Her name was Michelle, and I absolutely loved her, dude. She was like a little bit of light I had in a room full of darkness. But me and Michelle met in the cafeteria when nobody else was in there. She would bring music and we'd listen to music. Before I left, she burnt me a couple CDs, because Vista, you weren't allowed to have burnt CDs, and you really weren't allowed to have CDs, period, unless you were like almost about to leave. But at that point, I was about to leave, so I was allowed to have CDs, just not burnt ones. She was like a cosmetologist in real life, so she would come in and she would do my nails and everything every week. She would come do my nails, and I freaking loved her. Michelle didn't know what I was going through. I wanted to get my nails done. I wasn't trying to sit there and talk about all the drama from the whole week, you know? I just wanted to put that out there in perspective so more volunteers don't go like smacking victims in the face and invalidating their feelings when they don't actually know what was going on, because it was very controlled when they came in to volunteer. If you did not get a paycheck from Vista Maria, you do not know. And I don't think you should be speaking on it. When are we going to start believing victims?